should be better than that, but it happens on both sides. Donald Trump has said terrible things about liberals,
No, about Biden.
Deplorables.
He doesn't attack Biden voters.
Oh, I would.
Can somebody just quickly tell me what planet does KayLIE McEnany reside in? Because it's clearly a parallel universe. She is not on planet Earth. Now, I know that she has a problem telling the truth. Every time she opens that, BS comes out. But this, she's got to be an alien. There is no way you can tell me that she has the DNA of a human.
I would disagree. And if not Donald Trump, many in the Republican Party.
But I mean, examples. I always hear Donald Trump attacks voters, but I never see examples. I would love, send us the clips, Leslie.
Okay, should I say what?
Who allowed Israel to be attacked, and now he's not even helping Israel. And Jewish people that go for Biden and the Democrats, they should have their head examined. Thank you very much.
But I really need everyone to spare me the faux outrage and the pearl clutching about this. Little collection of things that Donald Trump and high-ranking Republicans call liberals on a daily basis: anarchists, anti-American, deranged, communists, corrupt, compromised, groomers and perverts, thugs and traitors. Now, she was explicit that she was talking about a subsection of the Republican Party the same way that Joe Biden is when he talks about this MAGA extremism. But you tell me, if the leader of the Democratic Party, so that would be Joe Biden, was facing 4 indictments with 91 felony counts, he had been found liable of sexually assaulting a woman and defaming her, that's E. Jean Carroll, guilty of fraud, sharing the nation's secrets, not only in the Mar-a-Lago indictment, but there was a report yesterday from ABC News that he had shared information about our nuclear submarine capacities with an Australian billionaire who's a member at Mar-a-Lago, who had then gone on and shared that with dozens of other people. Ended up making a purchase, I think, of 3 subs. It included specifics up to how many nuclear warheads they carry and how close they can get to Russian subs without being detected. And then I told you, so all of that is happening, and he's shooting up in the polls. And when you see those interviews of Trump supporters outside of the rallies, they're like, none of this is true. It's the big lie. He won the election, et cetera. And you wouldn't say to me, you guys are in a cult? It's actually tame what Hillary Clinton was saying.
Jesse. It's been a little bit over 3 weeks. Trump is now ordering, as in summoning, federal government workers to go back to work without getting paid. Now, I don't want to hear y'all motherfuckers talking about, oh, but Obama shut down the government for 17 days. Yeah, bitch. For health care, so your grandma could check her blood pressure and you bitches could go check your pussy in the gynecologist with no motherfucking problem. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't care because y'all don't work for the government or y'all probably don't even have a job, but this shit is really fucking serious, bro. This shit is crazy. Like, our country is in a hellhole right now, all for a fucking wall. And we really need to take this serious. I feel like we need to take some action. I don't know what type of action, bitch, because this is not what I do, but bitch, I'm scared. This is crazy. And
any Jewish person that votes for a Democrat or votes for Biden should have their head examined.
Meeks from New York, ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman, if Netanyahu addresses Congress, do you intend to go?
Well, I think I have the responsibility to be there as the ranking member, but I'm very upset with Speaker Johnson because of his snub of President Ruto last night. He's the first African head of state to be here in almost 18 years, or since anyone has been able to address the full session of Congress, and to have him snubbed in the way that he was just shows disrespect, I think, of an African nation. As you see that all others that have come have been honored with reference to being at a joint session of Congress. So for the speaker to make this announcement, even while President Ruto is here, and snubbed him, just seems to me that Speaker Johnson is just playing political games here.
If I'm not mistaken, you did skip the 2015 address by Netanyahu to Congress. So you did not go to that one, but you would go to this one?
I did not go to that one because I was in, actually, the Honduras with then Vice President Biden. So I was traveling with the Vice President at that particular time. And so at this one, though I disagree with many of the things and some of the things that Prime Minister Netanyahu has said and done, that being, for example, having a two-state solution and start talking about the end result, as many members of his own war cabinet have said recently. But I think I have the responsibility to listen, to hear what he has to say. Although I know the intent of Speaker Johnson is just simply to try to divide and use Israel as a political tool, as opposed to doing what we've done for my entire tenure in Congress. We've united Democrats and Republicans coming together to make sure, because we have no stronger ally than in the Middle East than Israel. And we've stood by them all of the way. And the president continues to stand by them. He's done what no other president has done. He sent military troops in the air when it was attacked by Iran, something that no president have stood by. For the, for Speaker Johnson to play politics in this way simply is, I think, uncalled for.
I don't know if you just heard, but the International Court of Justice at the United Nations has ordered Israel to stop its offensive in Rafah. Based on what you have seen as the ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, in your opinion, has Israel crossed the line where the United States should stop sending offensive weapons to Israel because of the operation in Rafah?
As of right now, no, they have not. What my concern had been, as it has been for a while, and as is the president's concern, the dropping of 2,000-pound bombs into Rafah in these densely areas that would cause substantial innocent civilian deaths. And thus far in Rafah, we have not seen that kind of bombing. There's been the kind of attacks that Secretary Blinken just testified before our committee a couple of days ago, where it's on the ground, it's targeted, it's focused at getting at the 4 brigades of Hamas terrorists that are in Rafah in various tunnels, and it minimizes death of innocent civilians.
Can I shift gears here to a subject? I'm not sure you've had much time to think about this, but the NCAA settled a class action lawsuit overnight that may ultimately lead, or will ultimately lead, to athletes in college being paid directly by the schools for the time being. One of the possibilities going forward, though, is that Congress could give the NCAA in sports an antitrust exemption. And that might allow schools to get out of paying the athletes or change the atmosphere. Have you thought about how you might vote on that, or where you are on that subject?
Yeah, I probably would vote against that. I for years thought that the student athletes, people are making millions of dollars, billions of dollars to some degree off of them, and many of them were being suspended just for trying to get some aid. A lot of these are young people who coming from poor homes, and there's a great need for their families, and they've been penalized by the NCAA for any aid that they've been able to get. So I think that we've got to work out all of the rules, and I think that's got to be carefully thought out and done. But I think that to find a way that a student athlete can get paid for, and I think you have to look at what it does, how much money it makes for the school, et cetera, that coaches getting, millions and millions of dollars to do it. So we should find a way for some student athletes to receive some compensation.